Oh, hi. I'm Sarah Nickerson. I'm a psychic medium intuitive, and I'm the host of Next Gen Medium, the podcast. And I also do these vlog videos where I go to Reddit and I check out the questions that are on there because they could be questions for a lot of people. And so, where I help people with their development of their psychic, intuitive, mediumship, or even healing abilities. These are the kind of questions I want to answer because I might be able to help people, which is the whole thing, right? I believe everybody has these abilities, and I just think people just aren't aware of how to use them. I think once you realize it, it's a lot more simple. But it can be kind of difficult because you learn the world in a certain way, and then you gotta kind of recognize how that doesn't help things when it comes to recognizing your soul abilities, I call them. Okay, so let's go to Reddit. We're going to the subreddit of psychic, and this person wants to know, titled, I want to be respectful. And the discussion goes like this. My best friend recently died. I'm sorry to hear that. I'd like to see a medium to connect with them again. However, I know my friend was religious and didn't believe in mediums or that they would be able to communicate after death. I'm concerned that trying to contact them in this way would be disrespectful. Is this a concern you've ever encountered? And what are your thoughts about this? This is an excellent question. And this is something I never really thought about, but when it comes to doing mediumship, I've started to recognize how it works. So from my experience, and other mediums could think of this or experience this differently, but I can only go from my experience. This is what I've found. I have found that there is a shield that we use here on the earth plane, and we build it up because of how we've learned to adapt to the world that we were given to adapt in. And once people pass, I've never thought about how this works. It's so funny. Once people pass, this shield, and we'll call it an egoic shield, because the ego is us molding ourselves to fit the society we live in. This egoic shield is put down. And what becomes priority isn't so much these egoic beliefs and patterns that developed the persona of the person we knew here on the earth plane. What transpires and what becomes priority is honesty and truth. Okay. Is that what is shown to me because that is what I look for? Maybe other mediums see it differently. I can't tell you. I can only go by my experience. Okay, so let's go into what I do experience. What I do experience is identifying that this is part of who you would have known. So how I've learned to identify that is how they present themselves to me when I visualize them in my head, because I have clairvoyance and I see a visual of people. What I see in particular, and what I have seen in the past, maybe it'll change soon, I don't know. That's what it's all about, is constant evolution. What I have seen is how people present themselves is a reflection of how they would have felt about mediumship, spiritual kind of stuff, psychic, mediumship, stuff like that. And I see it in their body language. So When I am tuning in, what I will see is I will actually see people present themselves like this. So what I am showing you is somebody that won't face me. And somehow I've come across the understanding that this is somebody that would not have participated either in a mediumship reading or in the idea of mediumship. Does that mean their religiousness has been a factor of that? It could. There would be more information that I would have to kind of ask. Like, is it religion? Is it the stigma of spiritualism? So I would dive more into why. But when I connect, and for me, my experience and what I've come to understand is that people who here on the earth plane would not have participated in either a mediumship reading or in the belief of this kind of stuff. They show that to me with their body language. Okay, so let's get to the answer of the question. My opinion is if they didn't want to participate in the spirit form, they wouldn't show up. Now, you can have a medium that can connect in a different way with that energy, where maybe it's more psychic, in which they're picking up on the energy of the person, but the person's not participating. I think sometimes mediums can't see where that division is, and I can't see that sometimes. That's why I even say that. If this individual was not down with the whole situation, they wouldn't be talking. However, what you might find is that you will possibly be able to connect with that person, that person may express exactly what you've written here, and that is evidence that this person is connecting in the mediumship reading. Will they hold true to feeling disrespected? I don't think so. There's a different perspective gained after passing on. And if they're showing up to have the conversation, then that within itself is an invitation that they want to be a part of it. If they didn't want to be a part of it, they wouldn't have shown up. And I can understand why you would want to avoid going to a reading when maybe you feel like you're going to disappoint somebody. But that's not what's going to come through. That is not what's going to come through. My readings, and I can only speak for myself, my readings are empowering, they are positive, and they bring in the people that are going to lift you. So it maybe also depends on the medium that you go to. But I would encourage you, if you do go ahead with your mediumship reading, go to it looking for gratitude, that highest energy that you can bring. It will be reflected back in some way, somehow. And it will help the medium do their job. I believe. So I hope that answers your question. What is it? TLDR? Is that what it is? TLDR? I don't think they'll think it's disrespectful. And if they did, they wouldn't show up. Besides, no, I'm not going to say that. Okay. But there you go. There's a little insight into how I've come across this in my mediumship. If they were religious, from my experience, what I've seen with my mediumship, they would show how they were religious, maybe objects that they have. But on the other side of that, if they weren't into mediumship or anything like that, they would give me a piece of evidence, not necessarily saying, I don't want to be a part of this. If they didn't want to be a part of it, they wouldn't show up. They wouldn't be there. I'm not going to invite someone who doesn't want to be there. And I'm not going to press someone who doesn't want to be there. But things are different over there. And I think how I started this whole conversation is that shield of ego kind of goes away. And spirit world works a little differently than it does here on the earth plane in that sense. Okay, so there's my answer. And I think, all right, I think with this person, they've already had a chat with their best friend in some way, and they don't recognize that that was legit, which I can understand. Being a psychic medium, it's hard for me to read people that I'm really close with, and it's hard for me to feel like I have unbiased information that I cloud. So I would encourage you to go to a medium, check it out. You might be surprised, and it might change your life. Maybe. Okay. So I guess what I'm going at there is I think everybody has these abilities, and if you wanted to do a meditation, imagine your friend sitting in front of you. What information can they give you? That can give you evidence that you are connecting with them. They can do that. And maybe you can Google something, and then you'll be like, I had no idea this was a thing, and it came through in my meditation, and now I'm getting evidence of the validity of my meditation. Yeah, so I would maybe encourage you to do it yourself. And if you're interested, I can help you out with that. I've got a guide that I put together for people who may be looking to dip their toe into understanding this for themselves. Like I said, I believe everybody's got this stuff. I just don't think people know where in their minds they got to go or believe the stuff that they already use, the tools, recognize the tools they already use, especially that intuition. So go to my website, nextgenmedium.com. I got a shop there that you can check out. I also have a podcast with lots of free episodes that you can binge. That's at my websites and wherever you listen to podcasts, the Next Gen Medium podcast. All right. Longest video ever. I say that every single time. But yeah, check out the website, check out the podcast. And to this person, if your friend thought it was disrespectful to go to a medium to connect with them after their passing, they won't even show up. Or the medium won't even go there. So I think maybe that person could need more time, but I'm pretty convinced of that shield. So that shield goes down when people pass. So I hope that brings a little something to think about, something to consider for anybody who may be in this situation, but especially to this person who brought this conversation to Reddit. So check out more videos. If you have more questions, maybe they're answered there already. Other than that, thank you for watching. NextGenMedium.com. Bye.